Hi, I'm Melanie Marden on Ken Boxer Live on TVSB. Hashtag cure this.
Terry Roger Realtor proudly presents Ken Boxer Live. From the American Riviera in Santa Barbara, California, it's Ken Boxer Live, Santa Barbara's one and only entertainment talk show. Let's welcome the host of the show, Ken Boxer.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. And thank all of you for watching. I am Ken Boxer, and this is Ken Boxer Live. I wanted to say, like I mentioned in our previous show, every show until this happens, I'm going to be inviting comedian actress Ellen DeGeneres to the show. So Ellen, we know you're in Montecito. Before you go on your trip to Africa, at least think of us another time, or at least the first time, to appear on our show. We'd love to have you sitting right here, and I know everyone in our audience and everyone at home would love to have you on our show. I know I would. Yes, Ellen. Well, let me tell you who we have on the show tonight. Actress, model, entrepreneur, producer. You've seen her on Friends to Lovers. It was a Bravo show a few years ago, and she was one of the stars. Melanie Marden's with us, everybody. Wonderful. It's great. Also, she's working on a documentary called Cure This, and one of the stars in the documentary is here with us, and he'll be with us later on in the half hour. We're going to be having Papa Joe with us as well. So, stay with us. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Ken Boxer Live is brought to you by the following sponsors. Palazzo Italian Restaurant, where people don't leave there hungry or thirsty. Gustafson Dance, meeting the highest standards in dance training. The Eagle Inn, a family-owned hotel near the beach in Santa Barbara. And now, back to our show.
Tonight's guest is the very talented actress, model, producer, and businesswoman, Melanie Marden. Now, many of you may remember Melanie from the reality television show Bravo, and she was on that show called Friends to Lovers. Also, Melanie has many projects. One of them is called Cure This. Now, she'll be discussing this later on in the show with another special guest, Papa Joe, who'll be joining her later on this half hour. So let's welcome our guest, Melanie Marden, everybody.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Yes. Welcome, all the way from Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm not mad to be in Santa Barbara. It's beautiful up here.
This is not your first time here?
I should have stayed a few days. I mean, what was I thinking going back tomorrow?
But is this your first time, Santa Barbara?
Second. A friend's birthday party was up here a few years ago, so.
Well, welcome
My
back.
bad for not being here sooner.
Well, I'm glad you're back. Oh, that laugh. You're going to hear this laugh, everybody.
I get teased all the time. All the time.
Through the show, you're going to go ahead. We love having that laugh. I wanted to find out, let's go back the ways. You're from Toronto.
Yes.
And you got your start back in Toronto, correct?
I did, yeah. My mom's best friend was Mrs. Canada, so that you have to be married to compete in this pageant, I guess. And I saw her and I was just in awe, and I was like, I want to do that. Like, she was just beautiful, and so I started modeling, and then from modeling came acting, and now we're here.
Yes, where's the leap, though? Canada to...
It was a leap of faith. I mean, I just got in my little car and drove here from Toronto. It's a long drive.
but somewhere along the line, you did, and I've done my research, you did some kind of commercial during the Super Bowl, and that somebody caught notice of, and you got something from that.
Yeah, thank God. I landed a Super Bowl commercial, beer, obviously, and it was a series of commercials that I booked, and so a producer saw me and offered me a role in a film, which I'd never done, and I had no idea what I was doing. And from there, it's just kind of become my career, and I've honed my craft and studied, and now I'm here.
and in Los Angeles, that's where now you
Yes,
are.
now I live in LA.
But since then, upon the move, you had had some roles in some motion pictures,
Yeah.
which we're going to be able to see in just a little bit.
Okay.
But you worked with some really top-notch people.
Yeah, I've been really lucky. Funny enough, it wasn't even production that asked me to do this one role in a movie called Mafia with Ving Rhames. It was Ving himself that had seen my reel or something I'd done, and he asked casting to have me in, and that's how I booked Mafia with Ving Rhames and Pam Grier and Robert Patrick. It was kind of my breakout film here.
But how did the Friends to Lovers come about?
Well, because of this crazy laugh that I have, a lot of reality shows offer me these, silly things, and I've always passed on it. But Bravo's been persistent, and they were doing this film or this show where friends could possibly be the one you're looking for. Like, we've never thought about it. So I was like, okay, I could do this. And a friend of mine, Greg Plitt, I asked him to do it with me. He was a famous fitness model, probably the most famous. And we had this amazing experience on the show and actually fell in love. It was beautiful. Sadly, he was in a terrible accident 3 days before it premiered, and he passed away.
Wow.
That was 3.5, 4 years ago, so yeah.
Okay.
But it was a beautiful experience, and I'm really grateful that I did the show.
Was that a part of the show as well?
It wasn't. We'd wrapped.
I mean, it wasn't, I don't mean it in a bad way, like it was scripted or something like that. That's not what I meant. I meant was, did they incorporate that into the show?
No, it was already wrapped. It was 3 days before airing. And what we did was we went back and recut it and took out anything that wouldn't be suitable any longer.
Yeah. Do you like reality TV?
That was the first and only experience I've had. That I'm grateful for doing because it opened up this amazing experience with Greg. It's not my favorite thing to do.
Right.
I'd rather do a film or a show, yeah.
But you, speaking of shows, you just got hired on a new series.
I did, thank God. Yeah, there's a new series. It's actually coming out on Snapchat. Like, how millennial am I? I was like, it's where? So anyways, I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be on Snapchat. It's a new show called Solve.
Solve?
Yeah, and I play Josephine.
I never knew.
So we'll see. I start
Snapchat.
filming Monday.
It seems like Netflix is doing really well on it. Snapchat now.
Wow.
So many of these online shows.
Yeah. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, it's really an industry that's evolving and morphing into what it will be next. So who knows what's going to happen on Snapchat.
Well, we have a clip. You brought one with you. Can you tell us what we're about to see?
I
Lead us
did.
to
I
it.
think there's a combination of a few pieces. Mafia's in there with Ving Rhames and Robert Patrick.
There's someone who won the Academy Award.
Oh, Jennifer Bassey is in this. My mama. Hi, Mama. She's actually won the Emmy, and we're fighting to get it to her because there was some conflict in the Academy or whatever. So anyways, go online and tell the Academy they need to give Jennifer Bassey her Emmy. So she's in this film called Timeless that we did to honor my mom, my late mother.
And you wrote this.
I produced it,
And
yeah.
Okay.
I produced
well,
it.
we'll talk about that. Let's watch
Okay.
this clip.
All right.
Okay? Melanie Marden, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
You're here early.
I thought I'd get a head start on the day. I've been so busy. They fired the foreman downtown at the site, and I need to find a replacement fast.
Geez, can't they find someone on their own?
Yeah, they're too lazy and incompetent to find their own staff. That's why they have me. You're gonna kill us, aren't you?
It's just a screenplay. There's no truth to it.
You just killed the guy who made your life a living hell in high school.
Oi! Junabok will save you!
Kicks higher, higher. Oh, this is gonna be a masterpiece.
Why would he be familiar with that area?
You're right, sweetheart. I shouldn't assume.
Sorry, sis. I lost my appetite.
Is it really you?
I left you something.
I meant what I said, though. Hanson never takes his questions from that book.
Really? Oh, thanks, Ben. Will you share your notes with me? Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
What are you wearing?
Oh, you're so good to me, baby. Oh, I'm gonna be a big star.
Melanie Marden, everybody. Yeah. Before we went into the clip, you were mentioning about the actress who played your mom.
Jennifer Bassi.
But you produced that part, that show. And
It was a short film.
Yeah, very successful. Describe what it went to and where it went.
I worked with some really, really talented people, and we were lucky enough to screen at Cannes, and we won awards like all over in the film festival circuit. So I made that film to honor my mom, who passed away from brain cancer, and I wanted to try to raise awareness on what those symptoms look like because it's so commonly misdiagnosed. So we did a little bit, of good stuff there, and I met Jennifer Bassi, who's now my adopted mama, and now we're on to bigger and better films.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
What was it like working with Robert, I think the
Robert Patrick?
Yes, Robert Patrick from, remember he was in, God, what was
Terminator.
Yes, Terminator. What was it
He
like?
was the liquid cop in Terminator.
Right. I mean, he's so recognizable. What was it like working with him?
That was really, Final Draft I had done before, which was James Vanderbeek, and he's a method actor, so he was very to himself, so I didn't really have an experience of working with these big stars, and so when I got to set with Ving Rhames, who's like this massive dude, and Robert Patrick, who's like this professional, like connoisseur type, it was a little overwhelming, and I got to tell you, they just wing it. They might not give you the line that they're supposed to give you, so you got to be on your toes and really developed with your character, not just memorizing your lines. Because I had to kind of get back,
Right.
into the swing of it with him. Yeah, he was amazing to work with.
You've been in the business for a while now.
Well, not that long.
Well, how
just
long?
kidding.
Look, that laugh.
Let's just say like fighters.
Okay. I wanted to find out the whole thing with the Me Too, Weinstein.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wanted to just ask you: have you had to deal with that issue?
Have you, Ken?
Have I? No, I haven't.
All
But
right.
I wanted to find: have you, as an actress, young actress, beautiful actress, talented
Thank you.
actress, having to deal with that area of the business with the let's use him as the verb, the Weinstein
Right.
effect. Have you had to deal with that?
Sadly, yeah. I mean,
Is it as
it's
prevalent
Yes.
as that? With 90 women have accused him or something like that?
Yeah, I'm
Is
not
it-
saying I had an experience with him.
With him? Uh-huh.
I
But
have
it-
met him, but I haven't had a negative experience like that. But no, that is a common thread throughout the industry, sadly. I think now everybody's minding their P's and Q's, though, which is great. It's sad, I think, on the flip side, that a lot of men are being accused, and I really think it's gone, the scale has gone all the way to the other side, and it's too much. I think there's a happy medium. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a common thing.
Sure, sure. And you have to.
But I was like-
You stopped. Oh yeah, really. Okay. I wanted to ask you now. You wrote about, or you produced a film documentary about your mother. Well,
Yeah.
it's actually a film.
It was
When
a
we did some
film. It was a film, yeah, called Timeless.
Okay, and it was quite successful. Now it's kind of, you're doing something else. Cure This.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about this because we're about to see a little clip from it.
Okay.
But tell us, give us some background information on it.
Well, as I mentioned, I lost my mommy. I've lost a couple other friends in the interim. And now one of my best friends early this year was, well, actually late last year, was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And it was just kind of the straw that broke my back. Like, when is this gonna be enough, done? So I asked him if he would be up for doing a documentary where I've done 10 years of research since my mom's gone on cancer treatments and things that are out there that are not necessarily conventional medicine, but but equivalent and successful. So I wanted to do a film where we investigate them and actually share with everybody, should someone be diagnosed, they have all this information where they can choose what is going to be the best treatment for them. Whereas right now there is no platform like that. People don't have all their information. It's like, oh, well, my friend said this, or I read online this. There's no one place where all the information lives. So that's what I wanted to create, Cure This. And my friend Papa Joe is this brave, amazing light that just doesn't stop shining, which is amazing.
And we're going to have
But
him
he's really
on.
inspired me.
He's going to be on the show in just a moment. But what do you want the awareness of this documentary that you're going to be putting together? Is that the primary reason, or the awareness to the general public, or trying to find answers to cancer?
You know,
Or both?
it's kind of evolving. Initially, I wanted to simply investigate all claims of cures and all treatments, whether it's chemotherapy and radiology or, you know, immunology or vitamin C. Like, I wanted to go after all of them and be very, you know, specific and researched and correct, and share how successful is each with certain types of cancer or stages or whatever.
Did you do the research yourself?
I've done a lot of research. I have not met with everybody and interviewed and done all the, you know, follow-up research yet.
Well, the end result, are you excited about the results, or is it depressing?
I am so passionate about this. If I could provide hope to one person who's sick, I mean, that's enough. But I would like to provide hope to the world and share, hopefully, some real cures that are working. We'll see. They're yet to be investigated and explored and found, and you know, there's 400 natural claims of cures. So we'll see if they're real and how often and the percentage and all that sort of stuff.
And
so
Cure This, I understand it started with your mother, but at this stage of the documentary, it's not made yet.
no.
And you're looking for
Help.
and funding.
In many ways, yes. I've got a platform online where we're doing some crowdsourcing, which is very different from crowdfunding. Some people may know a doctor in Germany that's doing XYZ and having this great success, or, you know, Susie's cousin may be going through it and wants to share her story, or whatever the case may be. We are crowdfunding, please.
Okay.
And you know, I just really want to make a difference in this dark, gloomy world of cancer. 1 in 2 men get cancer. Those are the new stats, and 1 in 3 women. I mean, it's crazy. It's mind-blowing.
Well, let's watch this clip.
Okay.
Okay, of Cure This.
Cure This. Thank you.
Melanie Marden.
I've made it my life's mission to find out how close we are to a cure. I became a cancer advocate when I lost my mom 10 years ago. She passed away from brain cancer. And now all I have left is my little grandma.
I was both my children to cancer. It's hard to accept that.
I felt helpless. Now I find myself watching my best friend battle stage 4 cancer. And I have no more information than I did 10 years ago. You sure you're up for this?
I'm the answers. I've known Melanie for about 11 years. She's like my sister.
Most people don't know what's going on with cancer research, and I'm going to change that. I want answers the same as everybody, and we deserve to know. I'm going to cover conventional medicine and alternative medicine and find out just how close each of them are to a cure.
All 50 states filed court papers alleging, quote, a massive nationwide fraud.
Where is all this money being spent? Explain that to me, doctor.
Don't turn the camera on me, okay?
Some in the medical and scientific communities are saying that the war on cancer has been a costly error.
Enough is enough. We need to cure this.
just joined us, Melanie Marden is with us, and she has brought with her a very special guest. Let's give it up for Papa Joe, everybody.
How you doing? Thank you so much for having me.
Boy,
Thank you.
I got to tell you, I'm looking at you. Know who you remind me of? Your face looks just like Aaron Neville. Am I right? You look. Has anyone ever told you that? You look like Aaron Neville. No, you
I get
just,
Shaq, and I get who else? I get Shaq, and there's one more. Who's the other? Tony Cruz or Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
Yeah, I get Terry Crews a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to tell us how you two connected. You're friends, but how did you connect?
Well, that's an embarrassing story.
You have to laugh.
So I moved in across the street when I first moved to LA and just drove up my little car and, landed here.
Yeah.
He lived across the street, literally a stone throw away. And I think I yelled at you.
Yeah,
didn't I?
you yelled at me. Yeah. She's like, hey!
In a friendly way.
Yeah.
But how long, when you met Papa Joe, how long was it when your mother passed away? Was it just recent at that time?
I met PJ before my mom passed, actually.
Okay.
I'd been here maybe not even a year, and my mom took ill and passed away. And I'd met PJ right when I landed here, when I got here, so 11 years.
So can I call you PJ?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, great.
That's
PJ.
fine.
My little
That's fine.
nickname.
Well, when Melanie asked you to be in this and be a part of this, what was it like for you?
Well, I mean, my original backstory is that I lost over 275 pounds by walking.
Pretty amazing.
Oh my God.
Oh, natural.
Amazing.
But I did. I met him.
I mean, exactly. Melanie knew me.
Wait a second. So you were promoting raising interest or raising some interest. You said you walked and lost weight?
In 18 months, I walked up to 5 miles a day, rain or shine, and lost over 275 pounds by walking. And I also shopped for healthy foods at a 99-cent only store.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And through that, Melanie has been part of my journey.
I've
watched me, the whole weight loss, and every morning she's like, "You look good." When I get out there, she cheers me on. She was cheering me on from the balcony when I left my house every morning, and would see her in the morning. So that was comforting.
He was dedicated.
Yeah.
But is the goal to cure or live with right now? In other words, can you live with it, the cancer, and sustain?
Are you talking specifically PJ or in general?
With your research and with the background of your putting this together, this documentary.
What would you prefer?
Would you prefer? I mean, to live with cancer
No,
or
cure it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cure it.
Well, I mean, it's like AIDS.
It's
today.
completely
I mean, when I
it's
heard
not cured,
the
but it's-
news,
people live with it.
right? But when I heard the news, the first question out of my mouth to the doctor was, "How do I get rid of it?"
Yeah, you don't want it.
Seriously, that was the first question I asked. How do I get rid of it? What do I need to do?
Yep.
What are the steps that I need to do? And I'm very fortunate right now. I've been on, out of 10 cycles of chemo, I'm on my 6th cycle. No nausea, no vomiting.
How do you feel today?
I feel great.
It's like a miracle.
I really do. I'm not, in the beginning, I was sick, I was ill. I went through some of the symptoms, but now I'm fine. I mean, other than living with cancer right now at the
And
moment.
it is shrinking, the tumor. His
yeah.
markers are going down.
Yeah.
There's a lot of positive progress.
Yeah.
And I think now, PJ's having great success with chemo, which is not always the case. Thank God.
Right.
But if we can find something else that will stack with or complement the chemotherapy and eradicate this, that's the goal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of studies on vitamin C drips. There's studies on the sodium bicarbonate, which is like baking soda, and that'll neutralize the system. So we're trying to, A, learn, B, search and find the right thing that fits for PJ as well as everybody. And see what we can do.
See what happens, yeah.
And then speak with the
I
doctor.
don't mind being a guinea pig. I don't mind being a
Yeah.
testament because I want to know. I want to learn.
Well,
you know
anything's going to be
When
better
were
than
you
what
diagnosed?
is.
Yeah.
When were you diagnosed?
October of last year.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what was? Can you give us?
It's bile duct cancer. It's called cholangiocarcinoma. It's my bile duct. I'm in stage 4. It's a bile duct cancer. Literally, it's in between my liver, my pancreas, and my stomach. But it's not touching any of those organs.
How rare is that?
Very rare. It's
So
actually
rare.
5% of people, less than 20,000 people have my type of cancer.
Okay, and you're telling us that the tumor
Yep.
that
It
is reducing.
It is reducing.
What's
Yeah.
the prognosis for you, my friend?
Whew, we're looking at hopefully I'll be operable within the next 2 to 3 months. I'm praying for that.
Well,
Yeah.
we're praying for you too.
Thank you.
We only have about
Thank
a minute. It's gone by so quickly. What would you like to see happen from this documentary? Where would you like?
Hope, just like Melanie said, provide
For you?
hope. Hope, because I want to be able to cure this and be able to help someone else that might
Yeah.
be pre-diagnosed or just living with, you know, and hopefully using my story and others as well, because we're going to capture many stories.
Yeah.
And just to be able to utilize those stories to be able to help others.
Yes.
To give them the information that they need to provide for them, so that they don't have to go searching, because the
Yes.
internet. When Melanie and I started the search, I mean, we looked forever. I mean, we were doing so much research. I was like,
Hours.
Melanie, please stop. But I mean,
I was harassing
yeah.
him with like, read this article, do this.
Yeah. But I mean, but what that's learning right now at the moment.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you
We
so
wish
much.
you
I
well.
appreciate
Your
it. Thank you.
testimonial.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, for our guests, Melanie Marden, as well as PJ, and for our director, Nick Peretti, and the entire KBL crew, I'm Ken Boxer. Good night, everybody, and thank you all for being here in the studio.
Ken Boxer Live is brought to you by the following sponsors. Terry Ryken, your broker with a personal touch for all your real estate needs. Gustafson Dance, meeting the highest standards in dance training. Giovanni's Pizza, the best pizza in Santa Barbara. The Lovin' Spoonful, yogurt at its finest. The Daily Grind, espresso, juice, and deli. Spudnuts Donuts. Palazzo Italian Restaurant, where people don't leave there hungry or thirsty. The Eagle Inn, a family-owned hotel near the beach in Santa Barbara. Patrini's Family Restaurant. La Quinta Inn and Suites. Country Catering, Meat Market and Deli. Lito's Takeout. Jack's Bagels and Bistro. The Ken Boxer Live musical theme, composed and arranged by Mr. Michael J. Leslie. From all of us at Ken Boxer Live, I'm Baron Ron Herron. Good night, everyone.